good YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Amarachi, and you back with another episode of What's the Tea with Miss Amarachi, Bachelor Edition, where we get into the nitty and the gritty and the tea of this week's episode of The Bachelor. As you can see, I got a special guest with me. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Chiamaka. I'm her little sister.
Yes, and you can find all her social media stuff at the bottom of this post. So we won't get into that. But what we will get into is this week's episode of the new Bachelor with Matt James. Fine ass. So without further ado, let's get into it. Yeah. Alright, so Matt James is the new Bachelor. I'm very happy it was back-to-back seasons with The Bachelorette and The Bachelor. Unfortunately, really quickly, I stopped filming for the Bachelor edition of What's the Tea because I had a lot of family stuff come up. So it was a lot going on with my family. But as y'all saw, Tayshia ended up with Zach. Wish them the best. Congrats on their love. But let's get into Matt James because baby, ooh, Matt James. First of all, we love the fact that ABC is trying to be culturally relevant, right? So we know that Matt is there because of the whole Black Lives Matter movement that's happening in the country right now, the escalation of police brutality. So they said, we got to put a black person in there. It's only right. Now, I wish it would have been Ivan, but obviously they didn't know that Ivan was going to be a suitable candidate by the time they had to pick the new Bachelor. So Matt James, I could take it because this man is fire. He looks so good. I'm just like, baby. He look good. Like, and I'm sorry, y'all. Actually, I'm not sorry, but I'm biased. I love me a black man. Obviously, I am brown. So I love me a brown man. And I would be lying to you if I said that I wasn't rooting for him to be with a black woman. Like, come on now. Like, it's only right that we have our first black couple on Bachelor or Bachelorette. Yeah. Like, and who better than to be with Matt, who's fine, sensitive, he love the children.
And he love God. Don't forget.
Girl, we're going to get into that because when he did that prayer, I said, hold up, bow our heads. Amen. So, we're going to get into all the girls, the memorable ones, the not so memorable ones, and then we're going to talk about this little top 10 list that's not really a top 10 list because it's still a lot going on with this list. So, some of the girls that we were like first introduced to with a little sneak peek was Kristen, the attorney. Mm-hmm. She was black. I like her. She's talking about Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. Mm-hmm. Now, later on in the episode, I was like, she looked like head ass.
Oh, God.
She's what we call it in DMV a head ass. Because she just like, I don't know, she give head ass energy. she give head ass energy. I don't even know what that means, but she give head ass energy.
Typical.
She was alright. Then we met Alicia the ballerina. She was over there twirling and shit.
She was cute. I like her.
She was cute.
She was twirling a lot though.
Yeah.
It wasn't that memorable.
It wasn't. And unfortunately she didn't make it far. And I knew she wasn't going to make it far because they showed like just her twirling. They show her just her twirling out of the car, and then
they didn't even show the conversation.
Right.
She was worthy of that. So
we knew she was going home. Then we met Sarah. That has ALS. I was like, oh, that's very sweet. You know what I'm saying? Talking about her family being very vulnerable early on. Then we met Lauren, the corporate attorney.
I like Lauren a lot.
I like her. I really like her. I love me a black woman. I like the fact that these women, you know what I'm saying? They didn't go pick women that, you know, fans would be like, oh, look at these black girls, da da da. Like, they got corporate attorney, like people that are really out here like doing what they do. And I it's very similar to what they did last season with Tayshia when they had Riley, attorney. You know what I'm saying? Ivan was a mechanical or chemical engineer. Mm-hmm. Like, I like the fact that they're bringing and showing people that black people really can be up there and really be, you know what I'm saying, competing at the same level as all these other Jones. So I'm very happy. I was very happy with that. But yeah, we learned about Lauren. Then we see Anna.
Which one's
Anna? Was the shorty with the big gums.
Oh, with the big eyes. Oh, babe.
She has a big gum.
She weirded me out.
She has some big teeth. Like, she like you know them people that like they
look
like their teeth.
I would stay away from.
Stop. You know them people that like they teeth look too big for their mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how she was.
Like a beaver. Did she even get a rose?
She did get a rose. Oh, Anna was the one that when he called that girl, she thought he said her name.
Oh, she was one with the matching dresses with her front.
Yeah.
She ain't stand out.
She did. So we're gonna watch out for her. But so we get the little preview of the girls, and then we go into the actual like girls getting out the limos and stuff like that. So we can talk about the memorable girls because everybody had, you know what I'm saying, the regular.
Memorable.
Okay, who's your first memorable?
I mean, this is
not. Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite first impression? Not the girl who got the first impression, but who was your favorite person that walked out the limousine like, okay?
My favorite impression was Kayla from North Carolina. She came up in a pickup truck.
Okay.
A stick shift at that.
Okay.
In her ball dress.
Okay.
And it's just, she made it a sense of home for him. They're both from North Carolina.
Yes.
And I just saw that, like, the connection. That was the best first impression for me.
That was beautiful. I like Kayla. Kayla's in my top 10. She's up there. She's up there in my top 10.
Up there.
I think my favorite first impression was Chelsea. And let me tell you why. First of all, you gotta be a bold bitch. I ain't that bold. You gotta be a bold bitch to come out with bald head. Okay, bald head, oh shit. Bald head, oh shit. You gotta be bold to do that. Number one. Number two, baby. She was showing all this skin. I said she gave a lot. She gave enough to where it was like he's still wondering. Like, not like that girl that came out with lingerie. It was like, girl, you already showed her everything. Yeah. She gave enough where she was like, you gonna get a little something, but you still gotta, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta work to get the rest.
Then on top of that, like she was just on her model shit. Like
it was giving America's Next Top Model.
Yes.
Go see. Book me.
Yes. And she's a model, so she knows.
I sure am.
So that was my favorite first impression. So she was my favorite. Okay, and Kayla, I like Kayla too. Let's talk about Dildo Girl. What's her name? What was that girl name? Katie. Okay.
Katie.
Let me tell you something.
It's typical.
Katie crazy. Katie is crazy. Because, baby, why would you bring that COVID dildo with you?
Oh, baby.
Number one. Number two, when she touched Mari on the shoulder with that dildo,
Mari
got fighting words.
That's not fighting words. That's just fighting. Baby, there's no words to get out. It's hands.
Like,
she gotta be one bold girl to go touch somebody with her deal. Oh,
she said, on her bare skin, y'all. We got a whole panoramic. Bitch, what?
Baby.
That's nasty. Talking about something. It's clean. Bitch, I don't care. That's nasty.
It's been.
That's nasty. That's not giving.
I think it's not. I think I knew she was crazy when she bought the dildo and was flinging it at that mat. Baby, that is not the statement you want to give. I'm sorry.
It's not.
I'm all for go big or go home, but that, baby, get out.
You going home with that?
You got.
So yeah, I wasn't feeling that.
She came out the window. I would have sent her right back.
I wasn't feeling that, but you know, again, like I do think production has a lot to do with some of the girls that stay, because that would not fly with me. I would immediately be like, no.
Yeah.
Speaking of production having,
a choice and who stays.
Right. Let's talk about Miss Queen.
Victoria is her name. Baby, she's crazy.
How you feel about her?
I don't like her at all. She gives me very much, she thinks she's the queen and everybody's a peasant. But I don't think she has realized how everybody looks around her. Like, it's giving me a 2 compared to a 10. I was like, first of all, she's savage. I'm sorry, but she don't look all that good to be coming in no damn tiara. What is this? 8th grade? Why are you wearing a tiara? Because if I was mad, I would look at her and ask, like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Where do you even get that from? Like, you couldn't just come out the limo. You couldn't even rode a damn scooter, but you had to get them in to pick you up. That is disrespectful. And then she wanted to pull Matt twice and then have the audacity to just say stuff to them girls. Like, they got patience. Because me...
No, and that's why I said, like, she knew the girls that she could do that with, because me, I would have been like, no, you can't talk to him next.
Yeah, twice. And then you audacity, like, have you talked to Matt? Yeah, you should go talk to him.
Maybe you should use your manager skills and go manage talking to him or some shit like that.
Girl, fix your damn makeup.
And this is why I can't be on no show like this, because, baby, any word slick out your mouth, I will jam you in your shit. Like, fuck. So... Yeah, we don't stand. But of course, production has to keep some drama.
They do.
Because if not, it's going to be just boring and basic. And of course, they can't have a boring and basic First Black Bachelor. Come on now, it has to be some craziness. They gotta add some sauce in that shit. So okay, all right. So yeah, we not feeling Victoria.
One person that gave a good, impression I did like was Abigail.
Okay, she had the first impression rose.
She did. Now, do I think her impression was big enough to get the first impression rose?
Right.
No.
Right.
I don't think so.
Right.
I think we enjoyed her being vulnerable and saying, everything, how she is, being Zeph and stuff like that. But I don't think her first impression was that big to get a first impression rose.
Right. And I agree. I definitely agree. When I heard that she was deaf, I was like, I hope they don't give her, or I hope he don't give her a pity rose. Because, when oftentimes in a lot of shows like this, it's like the person who has the visible, struggle. It's like, oh yeah, I have to pick them, or I have to, extend myself to them, make sure that they feel comfortable. And it looked like he really liked her because he kissed her. She was the only one that he kissed, and he kissed her first. Like, he was in that joint. So I definitely think that he liked her, but that was my first initial thought, was like, damn, I hope that he don't give her a pity rose. You know what I'm saying? But that he don't give me them vibes. So I don't, like, if it was a different bachelor or something, then I'd be like, I don't really know how I feel about that. But he don't seem like the type of person that's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna just pick this person, pity, da da da. So I definitely like her. I liked her. I wish that Bree would have got the first impression rose though.
Bree, I like her.
I love Bree. I really like Bree. Yeah, she was the one that was talking about her mom was from Panama.
Yes,
and
they
her
related
dad,
a lot.
yeah, her dad left at a young age, and she was the first. She was the first girl to walk out of the limo. She seemed very shy, but like I like her.
I like them both together because they can, they
relate.
Yeah, relate on the same type of thing.
Yeah, it's giving me Tasha and Ivan vibes.
It is.
Yeah, so
but we saw how that turned out.
Oh my gosh, Jesus. So I liked her, and I guess the last girl we talk about before we go into our top 10, who I think both of us were really like, oh yeah, she's a front runner, was Mari. Bomb ass dress.
She left him speechless.
She came in with confidence. I'm like, oh
she
yeah,
did.
Sis know what she's doing.
She came in straight.
And production kept showing her, so that tells me that she's gonna be there for a long time. She's not new to this. She's true to this. So I really liked Mari. I really liked her. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I think that she'll be here for a long time. And honestly, I feel like she's going to be top 4.
She is.
But yeah, she was giving me like very much like, don't fuck with me, but I'm still going to be cool with you type energy.
Yeah.
Like, she seemed like one of them girls that's like, okay, like, if I got to get buck, I'm going to get buck. But
I don't know about that, like, that don't fuck with me type vibe, because if she was given that, when that girl put a dildo on her, you should have.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's the moment
when you showed her.
What you call put her dildo on. That's true.
That's when you show her.
That's true. I feel like she might have been in shock because...
Baby, shock don't last that long. You had to see me at some point in the night. It was going to be me that go or me that go.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through our top 4, each of us. And if it don't match up, we're going to talk about why we think blah, blah. Then we are also going to pick who we think he's going to end up with.
Oh.
Okay, so these are our predictions. So my sister going to go first with her top 4, and explanations quickly go.
Okay, so my top 1 is Kayla, girl from North Carolina.
Okay.
I just see it. Kalia. I see it. They connect on many different things. I feel like she's going to remind him of home, and they're just going to connect very well.
So that's her number 1.
2 is Kristen. She's very bubbly. She also has something going for herself. Miss Attorney. She's 27, so they kind of are relating in age.
Okay.
Number 3 is Chelsea.
Okay.
I think she's giving me very much, leaving a statement. I think he's going to really, really, really like her. And 4 is Lauren, the attorney. Once again, she has something going for herself. She's older than him, so he might, their maturity level is very up there. And that's it.
So I respect you because I respect my sister, right? This is a tangent. because I always try to teach my sister that with all of the negativity that swarms Black women, you have to love yourself and always choose yourself first. And I'm always rooting for Black women first. There's no debate. I don't care if anybody gets upset. Black women will always be first in my mind, because if we are not fighting for ourselves, there's nobody that's fighting for us. And if not for Black women, this whole world would be going to shit. So I appreciate the fact that my sister picked all Black women. Now, I'm going to bring her down to earth and help her be a little bit more realistic, because there's no way on this earth, on this land, that the top 4 for the first Black Bachelor are going to be all Black women. I would love it. Oh, but the thing heaven is, come down and hell freeze over.
No, the thing is, I hope, I wish it would be all 4 Black women, but I know it's not. I feel like if anything, it's going to be about 3 women that are not Black and only 1 Black woman, because he kept saying, oh, I don't want them to think, I don't want...
Yeah, so he's going to be the white woman.
He is going to marry a white woman. If not white, she's going to be mixed something, but she's just not going to be Black.
Right.
He kind of made that known without making it known.
Right.
He doesn't want to offend Black people.
So I'm happy that she came back down to earth.
I hope you're offended.
Because now I'm going to share my top 4, and we're going to be a little bit more realistic, right? Okay, so this is based on camera time, based on connection, first impression, and just energy that they're giving. So my number 4 pick is Mari. Again, she came in guns a blazing. She was the first person. He was like, damn, shorty bad. Da-da-da. I like her energy. I feel like she got a lot of camera time, so I feel like she's going to be one of the top 4. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Abigail. First impression rose. I feel like he really gonna want to get to know her. Honestly, I feel like she's gonna get the first date if we being 100. Mm-hmm. I hope she don't turn into Spencer, because Spencer got what's her name's first impression rose and didn't do nothing. We ain't seen him ever again on the show. So I hope she does, have a fruitful season. But I definitely see the connection between them. The fact that he kissed her first, that tells me okay, he really feeling her. He already got them feelings. Mm-hmm. Number 2, Bree. So I definitely think that he likes the shy type. Even though he likes bold, I like the fact that, I think he likes the fact that she's already been vulnerable with him and shared a lot about herself. Yeah. So I really like her. And I think I agree with you with the number 1. Kalia, it's something about Kalia. It's something about Kalia.
Even the little time when she took him out for their speech and they were in the pickup truck. Yeah. It's just very comfortable.
It's something about Kalia. I'm I see it, sis. I can see this.
I see it, but I feel like he's gonna run from it. I feel like he's going to see her being so comfortable, and then he's going to run. Because he even said, even when he's got to that point and where it's supposed to be I love you in relationship, he pulls back.
So what the fuck are you going to show for? Bruh, what are you doing, bruh? So, those are my top 4. Those are her top 4. We both agreed on who he's going to be with in the beginning. Kalia, Black woman from North Carolina. We are rooting for you. We are rooting for all the women, especially the Black women.
Especially.
Blue for everybody who's Black. But I think it's going to be a good season. I hope that the crazies are not too crazy. Apparently, they're bringing in more women, which I think is a disaster.
I think it is a disaster waiting to happen.
They always want to sprinkle some shit in. Then we got alumni, bachelorettes, bachelor, whatever people, Heather coming in. I'm like, what are you doing, sis? Son, leave. But I don't like when people that's already been on the show come back. It's like, sis, you already had your chance. What are you doing? But nevertheless, I ain't production, so I don't care. But that is all for today. Thank y'all again for tuning into this week's episode of What's the Tea with Miss Amarachi featuring Chiamaka. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and come back every single week. Same time, same day, when we get into the nitty and the gritty of that week's episode of The Bachelor. Until next time, be blessed, not stressed.